Yo, what's up, PiePurplji here, and welcome back to another one of these tier list videos. Now, as you can see, it's something a little bit different because this isn't the normal, kind of tier list where it's like a Nintendo character or a Mario thing or a Pokemon related thing. This is the Legend of Zelda. So, yeah, I found it interesting to make a Zelda tier list to express, my opinions on all the Zelda games. So, yeah, without wasting any time, let's go ahead and jump right into it, starting with Zelda number 1. Now, Zelda number 1. I think it's a solid A tier, but maybe in the kind of like A minus range because I wouldn't say it's the best game ever. I mean, obviously first games, obviously the first impressions of a franchise, and this one, did fairly well. Obviously there's a couple flaws with it here and there, but overall it's a really solid game. Next, let's go ahead and move on to the one that everybody's probably gonna care about my opinion on, and we're just going to do everybody a favor and put Ocarina of Time into S tier. Now, this is very cliche, but before you go anything, write in the comments saying how cliche this is. Just I'll talk more of that later. Actually, no, I won't talk about it now. Let's just go ahead, take Majora's Mask right here, the other N64's Zelda game, and put it right in front of Ocarina of Time. So, me personally, I find Majora's Mask to be way more fun than Ocarina of Time. Whenever I go back to Majora's Mask, it's always a much funner time, if that makes any sense. It's just a better experience for me. Personally, I played Majora's Mask first, so, I obviously have played Ocarina of Time. I mean, it's a sin among men if you haven't. But, I mean, I just personally prefer Majora's Mask because the whole story with, like, the Skull Kid and the moon crashing down, and the fact that, you only have 3 days, but, it's technically not really 3 days to prevent the moon from, crashing into the clock tower or clock town and destroying everything. So, honestly, I just personally find this one a lot better because Ocarina of Time, it feels like, it's like the Zelda game, it's the Zelda experience. But this one is just like, pretty dark, completely out there, it's completely different. And not because, the Zelda title screen right here is purple compared to all the other games, which are red. But yeah, personally, I just find Majora's Mask a lot better than Ocarina of Time. Alright, so now let's move on to some other ones. I guess we should probably knock out all the 2D Zelda games first, so let's go ahead and do the next one. I'm trying to do it chronologically, although I don't have, the entire order off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure the Adventure of Link was right after the Zelda one. But anyways, regardless of that, I think Adventure of Link is a solid B tier. It's an alright game. I wouldn't say it's a horrible game by any means. That's why it's in B tier. But I don't think it's like it does something above and beyond. Like this was the first impression of the series, and the Adventure of Link just kind of felt like more of it, so to speak. So next up, we should go ahead and do the Super Nintendo one. We'll do a Link to the Past. I'm pretty sure the text is really hard to read, but I'm pretty sure it's a Link to the Past. Again, I'd say this one is a solid B tier. Pretty good, but nothing too extremely innovative. Like, I mean, you don't have to hate me on it, but it's like I feel like there was nothing super like innovative about the game. So now let's go ahead and wrap this up. We still have these ones. We'll go ahead and do Link's Awakening. Now, I personally haven't played this game, so maybe it's not a good idea to put this in the tier ranking. But I have heard a lot of great things about this game, the DX one that came out on the Switch, and the original one. I've heard a lot of good things about the game, so I wouldn't say that it's a bad game. But based on my experiences on what I've heard and stuff like that, I'd say I'll give it a B tier, like middle of the line. I won't say it's good or bad because obviously I haven't played it, so. I definitely need to get on that and actually play the game so I can have a fair opinion on it. Alright, so now let's go ahead and do... Actually, no, we'll do these ones first. We'll do Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. So, I'm working on a Let's Play of Oracle of Seasons. If you guys want to go ahead and check that out, I'll leave a link to it in the iCards up above. But aside from that, I haven't played Ages, and I've only played, a little bit of Oracle of Seasons. So, I'd say... Based on my opinion, because these games are basically the same game, but not really. There's like obviously a few minute differences. I mean, picture like Pokemon games. Like say for example Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire. They're the same game, but there's like a couple differences here and there that are not just the cover, title and stuff like that. So I guess I can rate my opinions better, but I mean, what I've played so far, I think Oracle of Seasons might be better. This one's weird. I say I'll put it right there, and then Oracle of Ages. I haven't played this game either, but I assume it's probably the same game like Seasons, so I'll just put it right there. Again, don't criticize me because I haven't played the game, so this isn't really a fair ranking. But just for the time being, I guess I'll just put it in B tier. So now let's go ahead and do Legend of Zelda 4 Swords. Where's this one go? This one, I'd say it's a B tier. I'd say it doesn't. I'd say, the same reason, Adventure Link is here. It's like, it's a pretty good Zelda game, but nothing, super extremely, like, game changing. Like, say, for example, like Majora's Mask, it took something from, like, Oracle or Ocarina of Time and, all these other games that came before it and just completely threw out the window because it's, like, it's really dark. It has the whole premise about, like, the different masks and you can become entities based on the masks they wear or hats or whatever. But I just think this one isn't too like it's not too innovative, so to speak. It's not like this massively, like express game like, oh, it's, this best game ever. But, I'd say it's a solid B tier, not a bad game, but not, certainly extravagant by any means. So I can't read what this one says. I'm pretty sure it says something about 4 swords and a Link to the Past. I'm not too sure what this is, so I'll put it right here next to Zelda's Link Awakening. Actually, hold on. We're gonna put these in D tier. Now, D tier does not mean... Actually, no. We won't put them in D tier. We just won't put them in tier list at all because I haven't played them, so I don't think it's, right to give them, an opinion. So we'll just leave them down here because I haven't played them. But we'll go ahead and do ones that I have played, which is pretty much everything else here. So, Link Between Worlds. Where do we put this one? This one was an enjoyable experience. I'd say it's above Link to the Past. It was pretty fun, Oh, actually, I just noticed a Link Between Worlds, a Link to the Past, a Link, something. I don't know. Just kind of relates. But anyways, yeah, I enjoyed my experience playing this game. But, as I said before, nothing too, out of the, nothing super extravagant, like S or A tier. So let's go ahead and move on to, what do we want to do? Okay, Wind Waker. Easy A tier. I wouldn't say it's, the most phenomenal game. Now, some people are going to be offended by that. But I wouldn't say it's, the most phenomenal game. Obviously, there are some little bits that, kind of annoying and sometimes a little bit tedious. But, aside from that, it's a really, really solid Zelda game. It's gotten a lot of praise from people. And, it's honestly one of those games that, if you never played it, what are you doing with your life? You just have to play it. So, what should we do next? Should we do the DS ones, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks? Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that. So these games are intertwined or something like that. I haven't played these games in a long time. I haven't played them since like the DS was the newest console. But I'd say, what are we gonna do? I want to give it an A tier. I really do. But overall, looking at it, I don't think they're like, the greatest Zelda games you can possibly play. Like if I was to recommend a Zelda game, I would recommend, like one of these other games that are in the tier list, the higher tiers. I would recommend one of those, but maybe not Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Track. Like obviously they're good games, but I just wouldn't say, they're like the best, the cream of the crop, the best of the bunch, So let's go ahead and do the Minish Cap. I'm surprised we haven't done this one yet. Minish Cap, where should we put you? I think we'll put it right there. Minish Cap, as I said before, kind of the same reason all these ones are here. I just, it's a Zelda game, and obviously, I can't blame it by the fact that, it's on an inferior console. It's not like on the GameCube or the N64 or anything like that. It is on the Game Boy Advance, but aside from that, it was a really solid experience. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like the Minish Cap, but, as I said before, the reason why it's in B tier is because, it's a fun Zelda game, but nothing, extremely over the top. Now we're coming near the end, so Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword, and Twilight Princess. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that one, but I personally think that Twilight Princess is just better than Wind Waker. I wouldn't say it's, the perfect game in the world, but I just think it's really awesome. Like, the whole concept, like, the thing was rated, like, T for teen. That's bizarre. That's like the only Zelda game that's rated T for teen. I think there was another one. It might be Hyrule Warriors, although I'll have to look into it. I'll put a picture on screen of the other Zelda game that is rated T for teen. But, it's honestly really amazing that, something, like Twilight Princess was just dark enough to become, a T-rated game. And it's not because, just because it's a T-rated game I like it. I like it because, the whole story, focusing around Midna, and the whole, concept of the game. Thinking about it, I probably want to do, a little bit of a revisit of the game, personally in my spare time, because that was a phenomenal game. But anyway, let's go ahead and do the other Wii version, or not really the other Wii game, because Twilight Princess is a GameCube title. But regardless, I'm getting off topic. I'm trying to do this. Okay, never mind. We'll just do Skyward Sword. Where does Skyward Sword go? I think Skyward Sword was a pretty fun Zelda game. I wouldn't say, it's average. There's a lot of good things about it, which, probably deserve it an A tier, but I wouldn't classify it as, better than Wind Waker by any means. So that leaves us with the final and most recent Zelda game. At least I don't think so. Well, technically, where is it? Technically, this game, wherever I put it, where is the game? I can't find... Okay, well, it's probably off screen. Oh, no, it's right there. I'm dumb. Okay, but the most recent Zelda game is Breath of the Wild. So, where shall we put Breath of the Wild? We're just going to take it right here. We're going to put in S tier, but before we do that, we're going to move it one over. So, I personally find Breath of the Wild to be, one of the greatest Zelda games I've personally ever played. Now, I wouldn't put it above Majora's Mask just because, I have that attachment to Majora's Mask. I've experienced it longer amount of time. Breath of the Wild is still a fairly new game because it only came out like 2 years ago. But I just personally, it's a phenomenal game. Like, if you haven't played it, once again, what are you doing with your life? Zelda Breath of the Wild, if I can speak correctly, is one of those games which is like, you just have to play it because it's open world. First of all, that's a really huge plus. The storytelling is really good. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of side quests, lots of stuff to figure out. It just really, changed the whole formula of Zelda. Normally there's it's somewhat open world, kind of figure it out yourself, but it's somewhat linear, but not really. This game is just completely open world. Like, you can do whatever at any time, well, most of the time, and you can it's honestly a really fun game, phenomenal game. I honestly recommend it, but, personally, that's why I prefer it over an Oracle, not Oracle. Think to yourself, Ocarina of Time. Okay. Finally got that out. So there we have it. That is the tier list. So let me know what your opinions are on this in the comments down below. This is my personal tier list, and you can go ahead and make a tier list for yourself down in the comments down below, because I'll leave a link to that. So, not in the comments, in the description down below, so you guys can make your own tier list. But anyways, I think I'm going to end things off here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, then feel free to leave this video a like, maybe even a comment. And if you really wanted to, you can even subscribe to be notified when future videos come out. And that is all I have for now. So see you in the next video. Peace. Bye.